Hi and hello and welcome to the end of Fortnite. Let's do this.
What's going on?
Whoa.
I should
Wow,
have put Fortnite in our tags.
D2E and you're you.
Hey, what's going on?
And this is Phoenix Wright, Justice for All,
Yeah.
Episode 3, Turnabout Big Top,
Yeah.
Part 4-1, Trial.
It rhymes with Fortnite. Phoenix Wright and Fortnite.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
Before we get started, Andrew, you have not drank a soda in quite some time.
Not this year, my friend.
But also, you like really dumb, gimmicky food as well.
Okay. I like you doing this off the bat, though,
Yeah.
so like we could show people like, hey,
Yeah.
you didn't see it, but we're going to drink Georgia Peach Coke.
Yeah.
So the YouTube rewatchers,
Yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
this special D2E exclusive. That's what we start branding.
Yeah.
D2E exclusives, just us doing shit.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, isn't that what the whole channel is?
that's the joke.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
It smells nice, buddy. You got a glass bottle.
Ha!
It begins! No.
It begins! You gotta be like more warm.
I know. I can't do a great Barry, but
Come on, Homer! I am the very model of a modern Major General!
Jesus. Fuck.
What's your verdict on it? I think it's alright.
It's very peachy.
Yeah, it's more peachy than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's more peachy than Cokey.
Yeah.
I like it.
I would like a straight peach soda. I mean, I like that it's like got a nice mix of peach and Coke. I expected this to be way worse.
Yeah, I'm kind of into it. Maybe I know it's because I haven't had soda in like all year, but
I'm with you. That was really tasty.
I need the soundboard over.
Yeah, we'll be able to do a glass.
we didn't write bottle ASMR on here.
Hey guys, welcome to D2E. We're gonna be playing Phoenix. All right. Oh boy, I gotta be Mike talking to Max right off the bat. Let's do this.
Go for it, buddy.
Good morning, Max. Oh yeah. Good morning, sweeties.
Sup, guys? How's it going? I'm drinking a peach Coke.
Yeah,
It's a weird life.
I bought these because they looked interesting and I wanted to try them. There's also a raspberry variety. Oh no, it's pretty good.
Nice. Why aren't you working? There it is. Okay.
How you doing?
You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today.
I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it.
Regina?
Oh yeah.
Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk.
This is gonna make her even more obnoxious.
Cuter.
Yeah.
I just want to play with the tiger.
What if that didn't happen?
Regina!
How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today.
Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that?
So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end?
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't,
Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is.
Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain.
Both of us like little soda burps.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What?
Oh no!
Yeah.
No.
That one had syllables.
Sound test.
I
I'll
can't
see you
do that.
later. Today I'm just a member of the audience.
Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina is different, don't you think, Nick?
Top of the morning to ya! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go?
That should be the subtitle of this game, Legal Limbo.
Legal limbo?
I feel like I'm in limbo right now.
Okay, I see it. Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. I did not expect that when I started reading that sentence.
Very astute.
Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk.
Oh, my. Thanks.
So, how are you today, Wright? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already.
That's a good line out of Phoenix.
It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses.
Hintity hint hint.
I'll get a penalty or some other obnoxious bullshit.
What are you gonna go do then?
What happened? You high off?
She got
Cheap
possessed.
Coke?
She got possessed by an evil spirit.
Like I looked down for a second and just
I got possessed by an evil spirit. That's why. It's like, Maya, that's called a stroke.
I guess today we'll have to deal without our usual psychological warfare.
Oh, great. It's going to change the rules again.
Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get the truth past Acro. I don't know why I flipped those words.
I don't know. We're off to a
It's the Coke.
we're off to a flaming start.
It's the Coke. Oh man.
You're right, but it's gonna be tough.
Anyways, I want to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. I'm a terrible person.
You want us to make sure Regina watches?
I want her to see it all. Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today.
Gonna rip that pain band-aid right the fuck
You're
off.
darn right. I'm an evil, evil clown.
What's that supposed to mean?
She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. Her religion is stupid, is what I'm trying to say. I may be an old-fashioned cologne, but I don't believe in people becoming stars.
Good lord.
Weird fade out right there, Gabe.
Yeah, very,
It
yeah.
seemed like there was more to that story.
Yeah, just clown becomes very, very dark for a minute and then just fade out. Very strange.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by that. Oh, man. Oh, that's right, it's back to me.
Yeah.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well, Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case.
The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events.
I bet you would.
What is the meaning of this?
We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime.
Trying to make her
really
more
wish I was allowed to bring in evidence whenever I felt like it and make an argument whenever I felt like it.
Hey, Spire, how you doing?
I forgot how to drink soda. This is the first time I've had one all year. This is a Coca-Cola Georgia Peach.
It's pretty good.
It's very peachy. I like it.
Yeah.
Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. I had a feeling you'd make up some bullshit.
Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders.
Poor Gumshoe. He's the only detective in the whole precinct.
Yeah, apparently. Keeps getting, attached to these slave driver prosecutors.
Very well. Please call your witness to the stand.
I freaking love Gumshoe.
Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope.
Clever, Phoenix.
Name and occupation.
Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Very Big Circus.
Where were you the night of the crime?
I was in my room that night.
If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene.
True. My room's on the 3rd floor. The crime scene's below my window.
The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed?
Ooh.
Okay.
Dang it, Daisy!
I like his birds.
I do too.
It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window.
Whoa.
Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Weird that his wheelchair's nowhere to be found.
It folds under the bed.
I don't know. Where do you put it?
Yeah, it's true.
That's a weird thing to point out, but...
I guess it could be in the front? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
pretty far away from the bed.
Yeah.
It rolled away.
I don't know. It's a very strange thing to point out, but yeah. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like.
Oh, okay. So you saw him from behind. It was a hat and a cloak.
To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming.
This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown.
If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night.
Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. I don't know any synonyms. My English is how you say, not good.
Thank you.
A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix, right?
Ooh.
Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Mr. Wright, do you got a problem with the witness's testimony?
Mr. Wright, what's your fucking problem?
Hey, what's your deal? Hey, Rachel.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Gonna save real quick.
I am an adult.
In the words of... Oh, shoot, I was in the judge. In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened.
Is that what you think German people sound like?
I'm not good at accents. Well, no, I'm sorry. Phoenix Wright is not good at accents.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not good at accents either.
Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
All right. So we gotta...
I have to say, I've never before imagined that voice for Von Karma before this. Well, she is a German woman, so...
Yeah.
I don't know what voice you would give, you know.
Let's look at the, let's see, resting in my bed. Let's see.
What?
Access award ceremony.
I don't know.
Alright. I think this is it. Okay. Take a sip. I just gotta be like, no, you weren't.
Yeah, I don't know what her voice sounds like in the anime. I had to look that up.
Nope.
This evidence clear. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
One of those. Fair enough, fair enough.
Let's see.
Hi, I'm Dustin, D2E Entertainment. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Alright. Someone flying right above my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who he looked like. I thought I was dreaming.
Anyway, sorry to drive this to a screeching halt.
Like, is it a thing where I just can't press him, or did they just make that up?
I don't know. Try and press him.
Alright, let's see what
You
happens.
saved it.
Yeah.
The light in your room was turned off then, right?
That's true. I was going to bed after all.
So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window.
The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front.
Did you see any of the other symbols?
I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica.
The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with this latest bit of testimony? You're gonna...
Alright, let's give it a shot.
There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction?
Would you like me to explain?
I would love to hear this.
Ugh. I really don't know. I think I have to, like... Oh, this is weird. Why do you change the rules, game?
No. The defense is wrong.
Eh?
This. What in the world is this? Oh!
You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
What do I not get?
You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine.
Why not?
Your client looks to be ready to take off once again.
What?
Straight towards a guilty verdict.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You were bluffing?
I believed in you, Phoenix.
I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court!
Whoops.
Witness, would you mind repeating your testimony?
With pleasure.
Rachel, I'm glad you enjoy our My Cousin Vinny. We watched that for movie night 2 weeks ago, and it's so good.
And she did just whip the judge. You're correct, Spire.
Yeah. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned off the
What
lights
is with
in your
you and
room
the
to
lights,
correct?
Phoenix? For fuck's sake.
I sleep with lights on, okay? It's a problem.
That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep.
If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains, you fool? I like beds.
I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains.
What?
I don't know what curtains are. Like, what?
No, but it will pause, let the bird fly in his hand, fly away, and then he's like, I never really thought of that.
Ha ha! Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers.
You're the judge.
Oh!
The witness will proceed with his testimony.
Also, Bryn, I have no idea. The rules are stacked against you.
Yeah.
In this trial, it gets a little silly as we try to weave our way through it.
Let's ask about this.
Okay. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? That's a weird sentence.
That's not important.
You're right. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory.
Just to make sure, I mean, because you have done that in the past, let's ask the witness. Oh!
Objection!
Sustained. Don't sustain that!
Acro must be lying about what he saw, right?
Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. I hope he doesn't hear us talking.
Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick.
Okay.
Ask about the noise.
Your room is on the 3rd floor, right?
Yes.
They're really cruel to a man in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And you said that you were resting in bed.
He actually ditches the wheelchair outside and climbs up the side with his raw upper body strength from being a trapeze artist.
Pretty muscular.
That is correct.
But you were still able to hear a sound from outside.
I was indeed.
Pressing Acro just doesn't seem to get results. But maybe there was something contradictory in what he just said now.
What's the matter, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly.
Grumble.
Oh, this is really weird.
This is a little different for us. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure.
Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible.
You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night.
He saw the back of the cloak.
I believe it was a human.
Damn! I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jibes with the facts.
Like, I have to press him and then
What's
present
the matter,
evidence?
Mr. Wright?
Yeah, I think there's somewhere where you have to double press. Nothing. It's like a fact.
Like, how the fuck does this work? So, it's 10 p.m.
Eagles.
Heard a thump noise. Saw someone flying. Max Galactica. Alright, what do we got in the court record? We got the picture of the crime scene. That's not going to be relevant.
Oh, come on!
Max G. Don't care about that. There's nothing in here that seems very suspect.
That's a good question.
Money the Monkey, not important. Leon the Lion, not important. This is
like where we
infuriating.
turn to the camera and try like Dora the Explorer. Like,
Yeah.
can you help D2E?
Yeah, seriously. That's not important. That's not important.
All right, let's see.
We got to do something with the buzz.
Press
I know
on
that.
Acro's fourth statement. There's a contradiction. Then present. Okay. Okay, it's a little weird.
Yeah, it's like, don't press him, but totally do that.
I know the evidence you have to present when you do the second press. So can you get there?
Yeah. Yeah, we did through this.
Even sound clips still make me equally giggle.
David?
Yeah, I like using them even when I don't have a reason to. I only got 3 of them on here. I got
Dang it, Daisy!
as well.
I have to present like the poster, right? Or do I have to present somebody? All right.
Hat.
The hat. Oh yeah, because he dropped it. Oh, I'm dumb.
You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that?
What do you mean?
You know, do you stand? Ha ha ha! No. The silk hat.
I don't stand by anything, asshole. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window.
Well, you should have tried looking down out your window that night.
That would have been quite difficult, considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me.
What? That's a shame because you would have noticed the silk hat was found on the scene.
That's the ringmaster's hat, right?
Afraid not, bitch. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat.
Right.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright?
Are you kidding me?
Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats?
Gee, Max, how come your ringmaster lets you have 2 hats?
No. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand.
Is fibbing the formal charge?
That's right.
Order! Order!
As always, it looks like someone just had to open the mask before sinking. You okay, Nick?
No. Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today?
Ta-ta-ta! Gasp. Do we got this one?
Does he have a grudge against Max? I think it's the real culprit, right?
Whew. Would you like me to look it up?
I think it's...
Save you some time? Do you want to save it? Like, what would you like to do, buddy?
I'll save it, and then...
What is your guess?
My guess is Acro's the real culprit.
That is correct.
Okay, cool.
Alright. So, I got that. Hang on one sec.
Yep.
Woo. Toggling between these things.
Give me some peach Coke.
I love a little drink break. This is really refreshing. I see why people drink soda. It's the first Coke I've had since last year.
Yeah.
Well, first soda. Anyway. Your Honor! On this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself!
On this occasion?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry.
What?
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, are you serious?
Oh boy. This line.
Oh, Andrew.
Deadly serious, Your Honor.
I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at the audience's hearts and minds.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary.
Like a murderer?
Yeah.
He's staying rather calm and collected.
Ow. 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 Ow.
It's like drinking his sweat.
Yeah.
Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright's just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things.
See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous.
I thought she was going to say ridiculous.
She's right! Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man! Phoenix is a bumpy head!
Like, there's no children in the audience. What grown man said poopy head?
That's why I read it that way. I didn't know how to say it.
See that Mr. Phoenix right? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it.
It's just like, are you entertained? Just walking back and forth with her whip.
I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power.
You went and got that?
Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
I don't think he did. He did it all by himself, right? He hooked up the pulleys and stuff. I know he dropped Max's bust on the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're a little ahead, but yeah.
He did not.
Yeah.
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice.
Not this time, Von Karma.
What?
You're not gonna sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright?
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself.
What?
Order! Order! What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick.
I know, it's full of shit. Now I'm going to have to prove how this all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
Maybe. I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. That's weird.
All right, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingaling?
In his room.
That's right. He was obviously here the entire time.
That's, Acro's room?
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
What? Are you nuts?
Like the use of nuts.
Yeah.
What say you, Mr. Dingling?
I like birds. It's an interesting theory.
That's it?
Considering that what you propose is impossible, yeah, that's it.
Mr. Wright.
He did the people's elbow from the 3rd floor, knocked him out, and climbed up the side of the building wearing the silk hat.
Come on!
Ridiculous.
I really like the idea of him just being like paraplegic Spider-Man.
And this is really, really bad lawyering.
Yes, Your Honor.
As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
Well, you got a point.
It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he?
Are you at home? Have you figured this one out yet?
Yeah.
Have you cracked this impossible Scooby-Doo mystery?
Yeah.
But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly.
Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright?
No. Yes. What? No. What's the answer that makes you say it?
I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume.
How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. God, that threw me off.
That's such a weird line.
Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here...
She's right. I can't mess up here. I gotta give this some serious thought.
Time to save.
That's a good point.
Thank you for the condescending clap.
You got it.
Here we go.
I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
I think you can present evidence, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's give it. I know how it did it. Let's see if the game is allowing me to do this.
I'm going to present some evidence.
So, what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Mr. Russell Berry?
Yeah.
What's that? A picture?
Death by 1,000 cuts, Your Honor.
But why is Phoenix so short? Well, when we did the investigation part, there were some clues that kind of led it to us to believe that like Acro had some,
Some ulterior motives.
Yeah. So he knows that like Acro is more likely to have done the crime than Max. But in the canon of the game, Phoenix is trying to figure it out as he goes.
Yeah.
It is indeed the problem. It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bust.
It's quite a large bust. And because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. It's like 42 pounds.
Heavy.
Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! I think it was a little louder, and that was all caps, my friend.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
See, this is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster! With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust!
Order! Order! So you're saying the bus fell onto the ringmaster?
A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Wait, what? No, it's not. Well, Acro is an acrobat. Yeah, of course. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust.
My name's Joe. My legs don't work, but I have a lot of upper body strength. Yeah, I do say that a lot.
I was taking a drink when you said ample bust, and it made it come out my nose. Oh, Brad, I wish I could have saw that. Oh, man. Love you, buddy.
I like big busts, and I cannot lie.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges?
I learned the hard way that hashtag no brow day on Twitter, mixed results. It wasn't the fun, happy time chicks not wearing bras as I thought it was going to be. It was a trap. An educational trap.
I was about to say, I'm glad you think you're a priority in this.
Big bust.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
Acro's at a loss for words.
Ooh, I like that.
He should be. He knows that I'm getting closer to the truth. Well, Acro!
I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What?
Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this
Okay,
case.
take a sip.
I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself.
Testimony, you say? That's an interesting theory.
Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time.
not how you spell ruse, is it? I thought it was R-U-S-E.
Brandon, you sound a lot like Grace. Objection! She hit me! I have no idea why they allow her to whip.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no need for such testimony. This is a real role reversal.
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond.
Agree.
The defense's objection is overruled.
Fucking course it is. What was it? Why?
That was terrible.
What was it? Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
Freaking My Cousin Vinny is such a good movie.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition.
Well, that'll give us time to figure out the motive.
If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can require expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him.
Thank you.
I like how big the star is on Dustin's shirt. It's a Steven Universe shirt. If you're unfamiliar,
Yeah.
good show.
If it was a different color, it could be a Homestar Runner shirt.
There's something weirdly charming about it, though.
That woman will sink to any low to win a case.
Respecting the handicap. How despicable.
Okay, but why though?
That whore. All right. Acro's physical state.
Fair enough. I can't read.
I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working.
Sorry. Thought I'd have more time.
I have a strong upper body from lifting Andrew out of this stream. From carrying this fucking stream all day.
Oh. Andrew.
Only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
Well, let's bungle in the jungle.
Hey, Mike.
What's going on?
I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
Sorry. Just giggling.
It's like, Sophie, wait, he's in a wheelchair now. He's always been in a wheelchair.
He's been in a wheelchair the entire time. I'm sorry. It's like half his character,
Yeah,
which is
for
kind
real.
of sad. I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus.
She's got to, like, I've got to make her rub it in a little bit more.
Oh, Mr. Phoenix, right.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing. I gotta get more of that in her voice. All right.
Bum, bum, bum.
Let's ask about the injuries to his legs.
So, what have you been doing to keep in shape?
Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope.
You don't say.
But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything.
Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. Nick.
Wow! Whoa! 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 How did this turn into a discussion about me all of a sudden? Ah!
I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear.
Wow. Yeah, Sophie, you can see it now, the wheelchair. But he became paralyzed 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very important plot point for this.
Yeah, we'll get to it. How long do you think your recovery will take?
You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation. But it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%.
Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window.
This is the important part.
It does seem that way. Why do you say it would be impossible?
Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window? Thus, there's no way I would know the location of the ringmaster's head.
Well, I suppose you've got a point.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
What if you turn things around? Maybe you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust.
That does make sense. If only I could prove somehow that Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down.
This is where the box comes in. Hint, this is the important statement.
No kidding.
I think I've already explained things sufficiently.
Ooh, he's saving. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling! How about you show some evidence?
But I did such a good job at hinting. I'm a hint boy.
Yes, yes, yes! Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Would you like me to explain?
I would love to hear this.
Maybe you should take a look at this.
Photograph.
Every time I do, it makes me...
Feel real bad because it's a murder victim.
Damn it!
Oh.
The key point here is the wooden box.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over.
The same? The question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who?
When Ben and company, that's weird, saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that Robotnik lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear!
You mean?
If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box,
there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim.
Unless he went around the side or tried to drag it.
Not there! There!
Or did literally anything else.
That's true.
No!
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 It's very Mario, though.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable!
Oh, everything went dark around me. Finally, some of the loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward!
Just leaps off the bench.
God, earlier today I had such a good moment. I was walking behind Grace and Alora, and I go, turn to your right. Both of them, exact same time. And I just grabbed both of them. I was like, ugh! God!
So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene?
I enjoy how convoluted this murder plan is. Yeah, it is very convoluted.
You ever watch Case Closed? Detective Conan?
Yeah.
Phoenix always pulls ideas out of his ass. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Where do you think the court record is?
Yeah, right. It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down.
allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright! Your ringmaster hands could have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
That's why the box was so specially made.
Specially made?
Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. It only had one item in it, right?
Yeah, it only had one item in it, but it was...
The lock?
I think it was the weight of the box, right?
Because it was heavy?
Like, he had to lift it a certain way.
How about not fun, Karma? I do not consent.
Yeah, for real.
I am not into that level of wit play. The box had a remarkable weight.
Wait.
According to the record, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have required...
Oh, I see, 20 pounds. One would have to squat down and then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Yes. That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. Okay, that's
I could
fair.
have picked either of those then. Just the context are important.
The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That is correct. To lift up the box, you would have to squat down. Which means...
You didn't follow proper OSHA lifting procedure.
It's a circus, man. You think OSHA's going there? No matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place.
Fool it!
Hang on a sec. I got you, buddy.
Look, a sack of silver dollars can be used to beat somebody to death, so you'd be surprised at the useful.
I'm looking at, like, it's one of those things, is like, I'm totally giving up the trapeze, but he's still wearing the, like, leotard and shit. Shouldn't he just be wearing, like, a sweater or something? Right? Are you with me on this?
It's true. Yeah, trapeze, I don't do that anymore. I've matured as a man.
That's why I wear the little crown and the striped, like, bracelets.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Doesn't he even bother to listen to me anymore?
I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
What?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust?
Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
And what happened to it?
I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
That means...
You understand what I mean, don't you?
Not really.
I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room?
The monkey.
Yep.
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you had there was no accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria.
Yep. We definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed.
This is exactly the place to get perplexed.
Good point. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things have happened once and for all.
All right, Mr. Wright, let's hear your bullshit.
Saving?
You got it.
How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room?
Hello, I like money.
A monkey.
Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home.
Home?
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room?
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Maybe you should put the... Wow! Okay.
Phoenix throwing shade today.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the fucking court record.
My, those are some very nice cards he's holding.
Yes, they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Acro! Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be in the market for a new roommate.
Okay, but why though?
Order! Order! I said order! Miss Vodka! Where is the bus in question?
Where is the bus in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then?
Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon.
Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident?
It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, he's guilty. I think
Long story short.
I think we've more than proven one critical fact.
Yeah, everything that guy said was bullshit.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Bum, bum, bum.
Moron!
I was like moron. I wasn't expecting that.
Neither was I.
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular. I'm still a bit dizzy.
Circle, the best shape.
However, what?
I don't know.
Get ready to feel the power of attorney!
His argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ah!
Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by such fraud of an attorney.
Flamboyant now? Fraud?
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right?
And what is that?
You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now.
I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
I don't know.
It was the
That's
bust.
a good question.
He saw Max's... Ow!
I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
En contraire, mon frère,
Good try.
it does indeed have something to do with the question. I knew you were going to like say good job or wow or something, so I was like, I gotta plow through this. He's gonna be surprised I pronounced everything correctly. Yeah, well, it's weird, man. This is a weird case.
Yeah.
Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. Proud of your French, Andrew.
Yeah.
Omelette de fromage. I gotta get the viewers up, you know.
Du är så rar.
Continue.
Vad fan gör du om sen?
Do your next line in another language. I don't care which one you pick.
Okay.
But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
How is this possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Vad snackar du om? Har du prövt för att lysa... shoot. Sinnet ditt... Oh. I don't know case, damn it!
I'll give you another shot. You can try the next one.
Let's see, vad du... Har du prövt att göra sinnet ditt helt i den kassen? Is it kassen? I don't know.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know Norwegian.
Okay. I don't know the word for silhouette either.
Okay, fair enough. I guess shadow? I don't know. What do you...
And it might just be... Oh, it is. It's silhouette. It's a loan word.
Ah.
Ja, okay.
Denna silhuett han hade satt har på sig en klöja.
I hope you all appreciate Dustin Speaks Norwegian. We should try to do this once per episode.
I need to practice again. I haven't studied it in like months.
Satankas.
Ich bin ein Jelly Donut.
You want to tell your joke?
Oh yeah. I haven't studied German in since the mid-2000s.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How long has it been?
Ich bin. Ich bin.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach the cloak to the bust. It would have been easy to hang one off the cards in the bust's hand.
Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Like, you bastards.
What, you didn't like Ich bin?
Everyone dies!
That question is of the utmost importance to this case. Don't you agree?
Don't! He caught me.
So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Oh crap, I hit the wrong button.
Oh boy.
I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Didn't the defendant wear his cloaks the entire time he was at practice? So then how did this person get a hold of the cloak?
Well...
I know it's Russell Barry, I just hit the wrong button.
Furthermore, how would this person have gotten the cloak on the bust, I wonder? Because this person was not spotted at the scene.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take that L. That was my bad.
When she's so nice about telling me I'm wrong, it hurts even more.
The famous Von Karma carrot and whip approach.
So what now?
Let's have it, Mr. Wright. Why don't you try again, you dummy? You want to save it this time, champ?
No, I got it.
All right.
Fool! Him?
You are saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry.
That's what I'm saying.
The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust.
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all this?
I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I could paint anyways.
It's of a tree. Not sure how it's relevant, but I painted a tree a couple weeks back.
Alright. So, you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time.
Close your eyes and travel back in time with me and Ninja Brian. It's gonna blow your mind to shit.
Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust. I don't know why the music changed. And dangled the bust out his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at that time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house. This makes no sense. But none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. I don't want anyone to recognize me. Let me put on this flamboyant pink cloak and top hat.
Yeah.
When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. Ooh. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim.
That's graphic.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Fuck you, science.
As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be.
It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet.
What?
What are you doing? What happened?
The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused a certain sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up.
Whoosh.
And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be.
And this is really, really bad lawyering.
So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. Seriously, this makes sense. I agree with the dots.
Yeah.
I really wish I was allowed to bring in evidence whenever I felt like.
This is just insane. I in my memory, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that like Acro had like set up the cloak as a diversion tactic, and I was like, well, that makes some sense.
Yeah.
This makes such less sense than that. Okay. He sure has. But he has to come to the end of his rope now.
So,
What now?
you've graced us with a rather long-winded tale.
Speaking of graced us.
Hello.
Hey, Grace. What's up? Would you like to look somewhere in particular?
Anyway, sorry to drive this to a screeching halt.
But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence? What's that?
What's Christmas? In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip.
I assume this is a bot, but like, you have a new message from Saucy.
Why did you take our Switch out of the dock? Why did you do that?
Your Switch looks like that Switch. My brain forgot this game is on.
Get the hell out of here! Just go.
It's time to
Go.
Just go.
Oh, good lord. You gonna be okay, man?
No, I still need some time to recover from how.
Oh boy. Too much of a pain in the ass.
All right.
All right, I need a reset. Whew. Okay.
Okay, you good?
Yeah.
Is that enough sounds for now? You gonna keep reading?
All I wanted to say was I got a message from Saucy Roman _3 with like 3 U's. And I was like, well, that's clearly a bot. And that was it. And then I looked up and she's crunk.
What just happened? So Grace was looking for.
Grace comes down, slows us down, stands there, makes us like stop what we're doing while we're live. We go, what are you doing? I'm looking for a Switch game. Walks around sneakily. Walks over to the Switch that we are using in the dock to play this game. The light is on the Switch dock. Lifts up the Switch, which she's been on several Phoenix Wright streams already. This is the evidence I'm laying out here to make my case. And then, and then puts it back down instead of asking us or telling us or doing anything else in the world. Did literally the worst thing she could have done.
Go to see your dad and ask him where his Switch is. It's okay. It's okay.
What are you doing? What happened?
Okay.
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well.
You really brought the gavel down on Grace.
I should deserve it.
So mean.
Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence.
I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. Why don't they just believe me? All right. No, it's not that big of a deal. This is more of a, if you lived with that person, you would understand how they do a series of things where they don't think before they act. So years of that building up makes you a little bit more frustrated than seeing it one time.
Yeah.
To be fair to me.
To be fair to you. The grown man yelling at a little girl.
Don't you start. Don't you fucking start. This man has said the most mean things to that child twice.
Yeah.
I'm not even close.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You just described what she did. I said something terribly crushing.
Yes, you did.
Wait, what did Andrew freak out about? I was eating dinner. We'll tell you later.
We'll
Mike.
tell you later.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah, this was.
We gotta keep going.
But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
Contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of this jam.
That's enough talking amongst yourselves. That's the first time they've ever done that. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence that to the court that blacks up your...
Blacks up your claims?
I don't know what happened there.
Solid point, Bryn. But also, come on, you know what it's like. Wait, sorry. I saw Slider64 get online and it just threw me off.
Yeah.
I'm Slider64.
Okay.
Do you want me to double check this one?
Hard proof that you've unraveled the trick to this magic case.
That's racist. Thank you. Woo!
I kind of forgot what we were talking about before. Is there like a... No. Like a... Go back and...
I think, the poster or the silk hat.
Oh, okay.
If I read that correctly.
Yeah, let's do something. Yeah, okay, that worked.
The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, the white roses.
These symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings.
Yesterday, there was 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony.
The silk hat was one, the white roses was the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions.
You fool, do you ever shut up?
That's a good question.
Objection! Nuh-uh!
Pretty good. Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday.
You really like doing the howevers.
Don't you?
I mean, they're pretty good. I don't get to do them that much.
Fair enough.
Because I'm the prosecution every
Right.
time.
He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. This is...
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat, well, sort of.
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnesses white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match.
I mean, you called both of these guys, so what does it say about you?
The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick?
Would you like me to explain?
I would love to.
Of course I can explain all of it!
What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust.
Allegedly.
If the cloak snagged onto the bus, what happened to the white roses?
Yep.
Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust.
Gotta do like a bird squawk.
That's pretty birdie. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust.
Dun dun.
Order! Order!
Order!
I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny to read it that
No,
way.
that's good. I like it.
This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
I'm having fun, everybody. Everybody?
Y'all good?
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel.
Uh-oh.
Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it?
You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't?
If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track.
Why is that?
Motive? This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the Wingmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the Ringmaster.
Counterpoint, if we're talking motives, what was Maximilian's motives again? Getting paid a shit ton of money?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story.
Nice pronunciation of Acro.
Learn about his relationship with the Wingmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the Ringmaster.
Acro's motive.
It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess.
Yay!
I want to get a sandwich. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
10 minutes is not very long.
No.
I guess you just gotta, like, take a leak.
Probably. I can't believe it! Acro!
It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is, and I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Oh, it was Matt.
Oh, really? I was surprised too.
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did.
Oh, who is that?
But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know?
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why.
Oh, it's Gumshoe.
Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Detective Gumshoe!
Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways.
Wow!
Oh, I love you, Gumshoe.
Nothing, just lamenting my crushed dreams.
Now, detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little?
Got some really tasty milk.
It's been sitting out for an hour.
How about a card trick, detective? Well, if you insist.
Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it?
Here you go.
Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Gummy top tier. That's
Yep,
right.
and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later.
Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this?
That's why this is all a secret.
Huh?
Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up till now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't really seem in control of things in there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion.
Final plans?
Uh-huh. That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here.
What did he mean by that? The very end part.
I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me.
Those damn Germans. Oh, one more thing.
Don't scare me like that!
He's not talking about the German prosecutor.
It looks like there's a large care package from the circus to the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me.
What is it with him and milk?
What?
Dum-dum.
The crowd sounds like the crowd from Super Mario All-Stars.
Yeah, okay.
That intro.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's like a similar soundbite.
I like that music.
Yeah.
Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off.
I'd like to continue this Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling.
Isn't Max originally from a dairy farm? Yeah, I think
He's
like a country boy.
He's from the Midwest on the farm, but maybe it was dairy.
I don't remember.
I do remember he's from the country. I do remember that. He's a bumpkin.
Also, hi, Jen.
I'm gonna not say any of the comments that came to my mind. I had like, it was just like thought after thought after thought, and I was just like, nope, rejected. Shut up, Andrew. Hi, Jen.
You feeling like a real big man right now?
No, I just told you. Man, I'll make fun of myself further. I had my head shaved at the hair cuttery yesterday.
Yeah.
And the lady just goes, well, I guess you probably want your eyebrows done too. And I'm like, I'm sorry? She's like, yeah, you probably noticed they're a little long. And she just goes, and I'm like, fuck, I'm getting old.
Got my eyebrows clipped. Hi, also say it.
No, don't worry about it. Continue.
All right. Yes, Your Honor.
The hair cuttery, yeah, it's a barber shop, a chain. I wanted a cheap buzz cut.
Yeah.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Nice gulp.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Oh,
Dustin.
When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life.
Hair cuttery is not a thing. It has a different name.
No, it's called the hair cuttery.
Am I wrong? Is this an Andrew's wrong kind of thing?
No, hair cuttery is a real place.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a chain of barber shops.
Might not be in New York, but
Yeah, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. Am I nuts? All right, everybody stop to Google hair cuttery.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a chain.
Yeah.
There are 9 of them within 30 minutes of here.
Yeah.
From Hattie Grace through Wilmington.
Oh, it's the name of a shop.
Oh, Bryn! How the tables have turned!
So wait, you thought hair cuttery was the action?
No, I think Bryn thought I didn't know it was called a barber shop, so I called it the hair cuttery.
Practicing my barber wizardry or barbserdry.
That's why you're the judge and I'm the law talking guy. Woo!
You're such a thoughtful young man, Bryn.
As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem.
You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright?
You got it, Andrew. My confidence in you is minimal. Yes.
You played yourself because you have such little faith in me.
Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination here.
Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question.
Of course I'll cross-examine.
Yeah, why not? The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness.
You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
That's pretty good.
You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness.
You jerk.
Douche. Excuse me.
Saving. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot you can do with this, so I'm just gonna press all the statements and see what happens.
We?
Yeah. Yes, my brother Sean and I.
What? You have a brother?
How old were you when this happened, Acro?
I was 8-year-old, and my brother, my mother was 4.
You got abandoned at 8 and 4.
Jesus.
Your parents were very cruel, weren't they?
Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Very Big Circus.
Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed.
He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like.
Oh!
No crying in court! Let's keep going.
Trying to remember it?
The witness may proceed with his beautiful testimony.
There was like a dumb commercial for like.
Yeah, I guess that could be a Street Fighter reference, I suppose. Alright.
I'm remembering a commercial I saw a while back, and it was about like soap for men, like the Lush version for men. And he was talking about like, yeah, men aren't supposed to smell good. Well, men weren't supposed to cry during movies, and then they made the movie Rudy. He's so little.
Go get him, Sean Astin.
It's pretty funny. All right.
How would you describe your relationship with the Ringmaster?
He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one.
Call him a Frankelfur.
The Ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had.
What about other people at the circus?
This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the Ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile.
What a beautiful story.
That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him.
Yo, little boy, yo.
I was giggling ahead of time
I
because
don't know where I'm going with my life.
I knew he was going to jump
I
right into
was
it.
thinking of getting into male modeling or maybe high finance. I just don't know. He's got the heart of a champion.
Oh, come on!
Blah, 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 yo.
Oh.
Tenderfoot, can you teach me how to take the most out of life?
He's just such a trooper. Got such a strong one leg.
Applause from Satanga.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright.
Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person?
I know. He seems like a nice guy, which makes this so difficult.
So then how long have you been a performer?
Put you to work quick. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age?
I begged the Ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. It's nearly a household name.
I've even heard of them in Germany.
Liar.
The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus.
You are truly a remarkable young man.
The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father.
Last press.
Did you ever have any trouble with the Ringmaster?
Ah! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony?
I do.
Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard.
No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see the witness ever taking the victim's life.
Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them.
Son of a bitch. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a real jerk.
I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely.
Exactly right, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Sorry, a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead?
Of course I can.
I thought it was I can't.
Really? Are we playing that game? I thought it had to do with his brother. Am I just 2 steps ahead of the game?
No, because he didn't want the ringmaster dead. He wanted to kill Regina.
Okay, that
The whole point is that he got the wrong person. He wanted to kill someone, but not him.
That's a good point.
Nick?
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor. The reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven.
What?
That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow!
Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so full-heartedly foolish. Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster.
Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for him, Cotton.
Yeah.
If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right.
The end of things?
Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night.
What did you just say?
I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. There's a lot of red.
What?
Order! Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face! Twice if you must!
Just what? It's like the scene from Airplane, where it's just
Right
a
now,
line of.
There's so many constitutional violations that this would be.
You gotta
this
stick
trial, like, immediately.
That is insane. What the fuck?
Saved.
Why did you say that, Judge?
That's it! Everyone dies!
Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do with my court?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, what are you in the world are you trying to do to his court?
Cute.
Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else?
Okay.
Regina Berry.
This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct?
Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
Leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, "You're wrong." That's it.
That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Ow!
The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself.
Wow!
Save that one.
That's a great line.
Oh, Von Carva.
Oh my god, he's so goddamn cool!
Yeah, well, there's a lot of issues with Regina.
Yeah. Between wanting to kill a teenager, wanting to bang a teenager, there's a lot of problems with a lot of these people.
Allowing your teenage daughter to stick her head in a lion's mouth to begin with.
Yeah.
Huh?
And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry.
Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl.
Bad, right?
Makes sense. I know that we have to get back to the note because that's
Yeah.
why the switch happens. This note doesn't have anything.
It says...
Also, Acro is kind of an idiot. Like, Regina isn't that smart. You can give it a shot, I guess.
I think it's bad.
Alright.
Alright, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
At this point, the only thing that's important is evidence.
This better not be a bluff. You're not going to...
You're not going to fool me, Mr. Phoenix Wright. These two are finishing each other's sentences now. Ah, boo.
You're a little ahead of yourself.
No!
It must be the special bond between the whipper and the whipped.
Oh boy.
Kinky.
My patience is wearing thin, Mr. Wright.
Are you gonna let it or?
Yeah, I might as well. I forget how, like, far... Oh, I can't right now. I think it's the note.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll be alright. Acro, you remember this, don't you?
That's...
Koopa straps Toad into a chair.
Inside the victim's... I'm sorry, that's Phoenix's voice.
Yeah.
Inside the victim's tailcoat?
I accidentally skipped his line.
Oh, that's what happened. I was like, why did my wires get crossed? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m.
So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note?
Yes, but there's just one little problem.
Problem?
Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket.
Yep.
However, that someone was not the ringmaster.
You mean it wasn't for the...
That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry!
Order! 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 Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours.
It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board.
That's when her father, I mean the ringmaster, saw the note?
That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina.
That's incredible!
Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today.
No, I meant incredible as in not credible. Get out of my courtroom. Save it real quick.
Not bad, buddy.
Yep.
Okay.
No way I could have exerted.
Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza. This was a very sloppy murder. Because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was.
I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza!
And that's when he let the bus fly.
No bra day.
I am an adult.
Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience?
She is, unfortunately. It's only to get harsher from here.
I hope Regina can handle it.
She's very delusional.
Oh no, we got AirPods in. She can't hear us. Ouija stare.
Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place.
Yes. What about that line?
Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer.
You just don't get it, do you?
What? What did you just say?
The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza in place of his lovely daughter.
A little weird. Okay.
Well, you know, she's hot.
Is she?
No, she's not.
Hold it right there, Mr. Wright.
She's like a literal baby.
In canon, everyone thinks she is, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not that into blondes, though.
What is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago. And now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time.
Moron.
Wait! Are you sure it relates to this present?
Come on, man. It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. You know, it's like every other court case we've done in here. There's always a backstory to a crime that happened a long time ago. All of them?
Yeah. Really, Nick?
Just show it already, Phoenix!
Yeah.
Well, I think so.
Well, then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note?
Would you like me to explain?
I would love to hear this.
I know I'd certainly like to know what it is.
I understood what happened. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago actually,
What is it?
well,
God damn it.
well, actually, if you see it, it's, do they mean the pepper? Are we jumping there?
I guess, yeah.
Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. Don't be so salty. It's just pepper.
Boo! Boo this man! Boo! I need to get Boo this man on the soundboard.
I agree. Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away from him. Or away with him, sorry. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what is inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw.
Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix, I should answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended
The
victim?
rest of your health bar. Wow.
Yeah, not intended victim.
Yeah, intended, it makes me like, ooh.
Who is this?
That is Acro's younger brother.
What
Save or die!
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead.
Man, I want the skate or die like music, but with save or die.
Save or die.
Save or die.
Or die. Die, 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 die.
Woo! Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. He's not technically dead, he's just nearly dead.
Yeah.
Regina!
How can someone be nearly headless?
She did that to him?
Oh, duh. It's okay. Don't worry, this game's weird.
Do
And
you
weren't here
spend
before.
your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool?
Not my entire.
Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
A lion?
Regina, I mean Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her.
So then what happened to Acro's brother?
He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident.
How do you end up becoming, well, I guess blood lost in your head? Like if you got a puncture?
I think he bit down on his spine.
Oh, right, because his entire head was in the lion's mouth.
Yeah, and the lion
Because he was doing like that trick, like, you know, like this.
The lion bit down and crushed his like head and spine.
Yeah, they might have said something about the spine before.
Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident?
I think it was an accident.
Yeah, right? I don't think she did the pepper on purpose. I suppose it was truly an accident.
It's essential that a man knows when to give up, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
It's impossible to prove Miss Berry's involvement in a murder attempt, isn't it?
Ha! Instigating a lion to attack. Who ever heard of something like that?
Romans?
And to think that the defense claims that this was the conclusive evidence.
Actually, David, you can help me out. A small bottle of pepper. A lion. What's their connection?
What's the matter, Nick?
I figured it out! Wow! It was right in front of my nose the entire time! Your Honor! Wait!
What is it?
The lion biting Bat was no accident at all!
What?
You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being.
She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat.
That's just a scarf.
Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct?
That's right.
And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat?
Regina. Regina gave it to him.
Regina?
There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor.
And what might that be?
Pepper.
Pepper?
Pepper.
Pepper?
Sorry. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could.
The bird's back.
I like this case more than the second one as well. This is more fun to me.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's still stupid, convoluted, but it's more fun.
what's the silent treatment?
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You did a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry just gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that?
Oh God, Judge! It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. The dumb fuck.
Von Karma gets it.
Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling?
Smiling? The lion was smiling?
Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling.
Lions smile? Like, I watched a lot of Detroit Lions football. They don't smile much.
I've never heard of them smiling, however.
Lion sneeze.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. What a sound effect. And red.
Yeah.
No, you can't say that. Fingerprints? I don't think so.
Yeah.
He sneezed because all of the pepper on the scarf.
What?
You fool!
Rabble. Oh, it's finally getting to a close.
You've gotta be kidding me! What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
I object for objection's sake!
And this is really, really bad lawyering.
Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened?
Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to the accident, or this joke as you put it. You are German after all. Which is why he tried to get revenge against Regina.
We call it Schadenfreude.
You gonna sing some Avenue Q up in here? No. Like I couldn't tell. I was like, give you a moment.
Ever clapped when a waitress falls and drops a tray of glasses? You know, that's a good song.
You foolish idiot!
It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves.
Are you telling me that what I said was true?
Acro? You can't mean fitness!
You need to get your client to shut the hell up at this point.
Are you confirming the defense's claim?
Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination's not enough to find me guilty of murder.
What do you mean by that?
The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow.
Yeah, it's hard to swallow pepper.
Not to mention the fact that there's even a bigger problem with your theory.
What would that problem be?
Same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim?
You mean the conclusive evidence?
Even here.
Yeah, but I did enough to get my own client not guilty because it's probably whatever.
The biggest problem is the murder weapon or the lack thereof, to be more precise.
The murder weapon.
The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it were to be covered in the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes.
Yes, it would be.
The bust.
Nick, you've got to do something.
This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. I don't think so, right? Am I crazy? Hang on a sec.
I mean, we'd have to, right?
That just seems like they want you to go that way, but it's the Phoenix Wright like the other way. Like, am I crazy? That's what I'm saying. I'm sticking with it. see how things work out first.
Okay.
I was right.
All right.
What? Sorry, I looked ahead and I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna make us do something real fucking stupid. I know that.
It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but
Why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma total justice.
all right. To be clear,
VKTJ.
I knew to go this way, just on a hunch how this game works. I didn't know where it was gonna lead, but where I just read ahead to see where it leads, and oh my gosh, what the hell, game?
Yeah.
I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned, besides not being able to see your victim.
A Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Actor's room yesterday.
That's also a good point.
What did you find?
There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The whatever been is still unaccounted for.
You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room.
Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story.
Just wait a second. Something's funny about all of this.
It looks like you lack the final nail to put in my coffin.
A weird thing to say. But what about the scarf? What about the note?
What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that's relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now.
Ah!
Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now?
Where's the bust right now?
You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do.
There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is?
It seems this case is coming to what?
Satanga
The
says,
defense's counterarguments look to have fallen short.
Satanga, I know.
know.
Thank you for your support.
Damn it, let me say alright. Ah! Just do a Kathy. Ah.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright.
I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness.
There we go.
Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue.
Huh?
We need time to do what?
Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she?
Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
Whoa, what? Are you asking me?
That's up to you, Nick. Good luck.
Hey, wait. You can't be serious.
Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acros lived his life until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose.
You know what line to put up, right?
What's that?
This is when you need your client.
Oh.
You need to get your client to shut the hell up at this point.
She literally did that.
I'm sorry.
Very well, the defense may proceed.
No, it mayn't. Did you like mayn't?
Would you like me to explain? I would love to hear this.
I hope you guys are sitting down for this doozy.
He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon.
Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. I'm getting my tightrope metaphors mixed up.
The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now?
It's in this courtroom, right? Yep.
It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom.
It's obviously where?
Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. the only one that makes sense.
Yeah.
Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if we take the blanket off your wheelchair?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright.
Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there.
Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright.
Penchant?
Yeah.
Wow. I always read that as penchant, but...
I think it's penchant. It's a loan word for French, I'm sure.
Okay, fair enough. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position.
The only full-body sprite in the entire series. Yeah, it's true. Like, even the 3D games, you don't animate them below the knee. Like, they don't have actual feet, I think.
I mean, how stupid do you have to be to bring the murder weapon in the courtroom? He's also a guy who murdered somebody by just hurling a statue out the window at a person he wasn't sure. Also, I mean, if you can get away with it, it's kind of a great spot to put it.
Yeah.
It's a bold, bold tragedy. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday, so he had to, like, hurry up and throw it in there. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have all been over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place you could hide it, under your wheelchair. I don't know why the police didn't look there.
Yeah.
Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? She searched the room yesterday. She didn't search him. So he's been holding the bust there the whole time because he left there and went right to the courthouse or the police station.
Yeah.
And he's been at the police station since then today. It's weird.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. So mad.
You fool! How could you?
Granted, the Flash case, I really thought it was more her fault while she lost.
Yeah.
This one, not as much on her, although she still sucks.
You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them.
Two of them?
Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What?
There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try to hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Ms. Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Ms. Von Karma.
It all makes sense now.
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
I can't believe the Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing.
Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. Why'd I say this one out loud? I thought I would do the blue thinking voice. I know I sure couldn't.
I can't believe it. Me make a mistake.
You made several. I beat you
want
twice.
to surprise such of your room. If only I hadn't done that.
It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime.
Acro.
All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way.
And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper.
I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her.
Up the pathos in your voice.
Up the pathos in your voice? Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried.
That's when you decided to do something about Regina.
How dreadful.
So, are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well?
No, that's not what I mean.
Ah!
I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself, then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't, not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry.
Just not understanding women.
Yeah.
A true crime.
I just couldn't up and leave yet. Having the sad times.
This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection on the circus itself.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
I can't believe it. You beat me again.
2-0, bitch.
I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Bailiff, get the confetti ready. Not guilty.
Party time.
Yeah.
This court is adjourned.
I gotta do Regina's voice after this. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Aren't you ready?
No. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Acro, the Ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
That's a good question and one I don't know the answer to.
Many congrats! But at max, 1,000,000 of them!
Thank you.
Try Regina like All-Stars.
Oh boy, I could.
What's with the vibe in this room?
We're just thinking about Acro.
No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. What did I just read?
Huh?
Agree. She's been like this for a while now.
It's all my fault.
Sweetie pie.
Bad Acro, you're never coming back. No, food's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. White, tell me something. Tell me how to get the most out of life.
What do you want to know, Regina?
Acro said something one of the ends. Does that mean that Acro, is he gonna try and get his revenge on me?
He's not gonna do that to you, Regina.
Are you sure? You really sure? I can believe that.
Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore.
That's true that I want to see some evidence.
I'm surprised you know what the word evidence is. Huh?
Oh, wait, no, you're just not making that stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge.
Show my attorney's badge. You wanna... Do we actually, like, not know this for sure? Are you... Wow, he just went for it.
I hit the wrong button.
Okay.
That was. I keep hitting the evidence button by accident. Oh, it didn't work.
You were lying to me.
Justin, you idiot.
No one tells the truth. No one tells me what's going on.
Well, don't. Looks like I made a mistake with that one.
Well, oh well. She'll never be happy. Later.
Poor Regina.
Oh my
What was the
gosh.
actual answer?
I'm trying to figure that out.
I thought it was Bat's scarf.
Alright. So she picked up the scarf since Bass out of Virginia decided to be dead. Looks like the scarf. Scarf, sprayed pepper, blah blah blah. It doesn't say it. It's really long-winded. God damn. And man, it really goes on for a while. You skipped a ton. It's just Bat's profile.
Fucking.
Man, that took fucking forever to get to. Thank you, guide.
Lame.
No, the defense is wrong.
Oh well, I don't really give a shit. What is it, Mo?
It's the first one we missed.
We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened.
I hate all of you.
You probably should. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up your contract.
I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now?
Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made the decision.
What is it?
I decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I can do that, apparently. Just take over his... What? It's in his will that I wrote... What? I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen.
The best circus the world has ever seen?
Don't laugh. That's quite the goal.
Yay, I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things.
Huh?
There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen.
Max?
Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous! What do you say, big guy? That line is so good.
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you.
Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today?
To torture
Emotionally
her?
traumatize you. We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Mo.
Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry.
Thanks. Nick.
It seems like everything is going to turn out all right here, besides me making her cry.
I can't wait to go see the best circus the world's ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order a special whoopee cushion seats.
And that's the third case. I don't know who's talking.
That was Edgeworth and Gumshoe. That's Gumshoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
You're Gumshoe.
you had it all figured out, didn't you?
That's Edgeworth.
It was just a theory. If Velcro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end.
This is my guess.
Especially if He was the defense attorney. Yeah, it's definitely Edgeworth.
Yeah.
You mean Mr. Wright?
Truly haunting
course.
laughter.
Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Ackroyd's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you.
Look at
Mr.
his
Edgeworth.
cell phone.
It's got an antenna. Holy
Front
shit.
page news. Von Karma loses again.
Truly haunting laughter.
Anytime you need it, Jed.
Oh, boy.
That teddy bear.
We freaking did it.
Yeah, I was having a hard time remembering the fourth case. We were talking about this earlier. It's like I remember like bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, it's currently...
Oh, we're done, man, right?
We're done?
I think so, don't you?
Yeah. That's probably enough for now.
I just think it's like a good stopping point.
Yeah, I think now that you're saying that, I think the first part of this drags a little bit, so we would probably go until like 9:30.
Right. I don't mind stopping a little early. It's just because it's the episode, chapter kind of conclusion kind of thing. So
Gotcha.
where are we at? There we go. Do we know what we're doing Friday?
I don't know what we're doing Friday.
You got anything in particular? We still kicking around, figure it out? Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out before
We'll
Friday.
take suggestions from anybody who wants to give them to us.
Yeah.
What to stream Friday. But yeah, that's it for us for now. Actually, I don't even know if we're going to do this next Sunday. We could start something else.
Yeah.
We finished another case. So we got some stuff to figure out on the D2E end. Thank you for joining us. We are very slowly growing, if you could spread the word.
Yeah, thank
Trick
you.
your friends into it. Steal their accounts. I don't care. That's it for me and Dustin. We're D2E, you're you, and have a nice day.
Good night.